Hello, welcome back to my recovery. This is Chameleon again. The last week has been awful. Wednesday, right after I got done with this video, I was sick all day, and then that night, I guess the flu finally hit me or whatever, and man, it was really rough for the next 24 hours. And then after that, I still ain't felt better. I still feel sick in my stomach every day. Um, I still feel drained. I just want to sleep all day, and it's really gotten me to the point to where, man, I'm just upset with everything. I'm just upset with everything, and it's not just that, but shoot, my dog was attacked, and it's been in so much pain for the last what week or so, last 4 or 5 days, I think, and couldn't even walk for the first day at all. And so I've been upset and depressed pretty much, and really had to fall back on what we're going to talk about today, which is you know spirituality. So basically, what's inside you, something that helps you get through those tough times. That's not physical, right? Or really mental. It's just something that um, it's hard to explain, really. So that's what I'm gonna try to do today. I'm gonna try to kind of explain what it is, what it means in recovery, why it's so important, and we'll go from there. I got like I always, I got well not always, but I got a piece of paper here. I'm gonna read a little bit. It says about defining spirituality. It says number one, spirituality. Spirituality is not necessarily about belief in God. Spirituality is an important component of recovery. It occupies a prominent place in the 12-step program. Some may feel that spirituality equates with belief in the Christian God. Some may feel that it is a sign of weakness to look for help outside themselves. Some may feel that their struggle with substance abuse is physical and can be aided by appealing to God. Spirituality is not the same as organized religion and doesn't always involve belief in God. Now, on two, it says what spirituality means to people in recovery. Many people are more concerned with the physical aspects of their lives than with spiritual aspects. During recovery, people should examine the quality of their spiritual lives. It is important to understand what spirituality means to you and how it affects your lives. Including spirituality as an aspect of recovery is not a sign of weakness. People's spirituality should be seen as a source of strength and peace that supplements the desire to abuse substances. Uh, then there's some questions on here, which I'll go over in a second. There's several reasons why you need to really find a spiritual side of yourself. Like I said, just like it's saying, you don't have to believe in Jesus. You don't have to believe necessarily in a God, but you do have to believe that there's something within all of us that pushes us to be better than what we are, right? I mean, it's just the spirit itself. I mean, a soul. I mean, if you believe you've got a soul, then you're spiritual in a way. I mean, you've definitely got some spirit in you. That's what soul means, is a spirit. So it's really it's a, spirituality is really hard to explain. It's that substance that you dig up when you're at rock bottom, when there's no ability to open your eyes, There's no ability to move your body. There's no ability to think your way out of it. You just have to suffer, right? I mean, I'm sure everybody out there has been through that situation where there's no way out. You just have to go through. And what gets you through that is your spirituality. You know what I mean? What gets you through that is your human spirit, right? I mean, that's just what it is. And it just, because we don't want to ever give up. We want to survive. I mean, that's what life's meant to do. So, I mean, that's how we get through these situations. No physical or mental thing is going to help us at all in those certain situations. It's just pure, spirit. I mean, I hate to use the same word over and over again, but that's the only thing I can really think of that really encapsulates what I'm talking about here. And but there's reasons why we need this, okay? And there's several reasons. One is that I mean, it helps you find a purpose in life, right? I mean, so it gives you a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose. It gives you something to live for, something to strive for, something to believe in, and it don't necessarily have to be God. I mean, there's plenty of religions out there that don't necessarily have to have anything to do with God. I mean, they're called religions, but they're more. Um, see, what's the other term I'm looking for? Spiritualist, I guess, or really, I don't know. People think of Christianity as the end all be all, and it's not. It's not the end all be all. It's got some great values in it. It's a wonderful book. The Word of God, supposedly. I'm not going to sit here and debate if it is or not. That's not my job. But my job is to say that there is some definitely amazing things in that book to read. There's definitely some takeaways that everybody should take away from it. Right? There should be. It's all about bettering oneself, and it gives you good reasons why you should do that other than God. And that's defining your purpose. That's trying to find a purpose in your life, to something to be here. Because I mean, if you don't have a purpose in life, you're not going to get sober. You're not going. I know that. I know that 100%. I didn't have a purpose when I got divorced. I didn't have a purpose, which I should have because I was a single dad. I had my son, but my son was such an incredible man or incredible boy, I should say, that he didn't need me. And at least that's what I believed. It wasn't true at all, but that's exactly what was going through my head. That's when you don't have, when your spirit's broken, it attacks you at your darkest depths, right? And that's what it was. It was just straight out attacking me, making me feel like I didn't deserve to be here. I didn't deserve to breathe. I used to say that all the time. Like, I don't understand why I'm here. I don't understand. There's no reason why I'm here at all. There's none at all. And I still fall back in that thinking a lot, and I still find myself saying it a lot. Like, I just don't understand why I'm here. Like, I just feel like somebody else could be in my shoes, breathing the same air, and they would get more out of it than me, right? And obviously that's extremely bad thinking. That's about as depressed as you can get, thinking that you don't even deserve to breathe air, right? But anyways, so your spirituality means a lot to you, whether you believe in God or not. It's something within all of us, something that pushes us forward whenever we are at a rock bottom, and even when we're at our greatest. That's when our spirituality even shines. Is then that's when you can really see what people believe in, right? That's when you can really see how people act and how people are and what their purpose in life is, what they the meaning they get in their lives is when they're at their peak, right? Another reason why is that it helps you build a community around yourself of like-minded people that have morals and that believe in some of the same things you do, and so you can start getting your supportive cast, right? You can start getting a supportive cast around you that help you out every day, and because you need that, you're going to need that. It also helps you practice self-reflection, which is imperative. People should be doing self-reflection 24/7. They should never stop doing self-reflection. The problem is, I don't think I've ever met anyone in my life that ever does it. I don't think I've ever met one person that reflects on anything that they they did in their lives. It's crazy. It's crazy, because when we turn 20 some years old, we all have the ability to develop these human emotions that you didn't have before then, and these powerful emotions like empathy and sympathy and all them, and they only come once you become an adult. And it's crazy that people don't even use those emotions. Like, they don't even understand what they are. They don't use them, and it's sad. It's really sad. And okay, so another thing is that you develop positive mental health outcomes. That one's really hard to explain, but it's really, I mean, a coping mechanism, right? I mean, it helps you deal with things yourself than having to run and chase after a substance, and which is the whole point of these programs, right? It's the whole point of getting clean, is just so you don't chase after a substance. And my belief on all this is that, um, I mean, whatever works, right? I mean, it's sad to me that I see people that they'll dog different types, different ways of getting clean. There's the spiritual way, right, which is usually going to church and um, or going to a church type thing and having them exercise, the substance abuse out of you, right? I mean, I know I'm kind of making a little joke out of it, but it's not a joke, right? It's if it works for these people, man, if it works for them, wonderful. I mean, absolutely wonderful, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, I'm all for that. And that's my point. Is what I'm trying to say. It's not necessarily a disease that's causing this. It's not necessarily your spiritual side causing this. It's not necessarily mental health like I've been preaching to you. It is, it's most likely all three. It's most likely every bit of it. It's most likely you have something physically wrong with you, something mentally wrong with you, and something wrong with your spiritual side. And it's up to you to figure out which one of these is, you definitely need fixing. And so that's why I'd like to go over everything on this channel. I'm going over everything because it's just, you never know what's going to help and what's going to save somebody's life. And who cares if it sounds silly? Who cares if you don't believe in it? I mean, I don't care at all. I don't care one bit if I don't believe in something that that somebody else does or not. Right? That don't bother me one bit. But if it works for them, that's what matters to me. That's what I believe in. I mean, that's all that matters, right? As long as they don't go back to using substances and they start bettering their life, they go out and start, being a good person in society, and they start doing the other thing I wrote down here, which is being accountable for everything they did, right? Um, Everything they did through addiction, everything that they became because of addiction, everything up until that point and everything afterwards. Being accountable is. a major part of substance abuse, because people don't. We're not accountable for anything. We blame it on the drugs. We blame it on our mental state. We blame it on the cops always chasing us around and targeting us, which they do, but they wouldn't if we wasn't, addicts, right? So we got to be accountable for our actions, and spirituality is a way of promoting that. These self reflections are never a bad thing. It's never a bad thing, and all it can do is help you. So please give it a try, and talk with yourself. And if you believe in God, talk with God. If you believe in Jesus, talk to Jesus. If you believe in Buddha, talk to Buddha. You know what I mean? I don't care, right? I mean, but you need to internalize this stuff. You need to talk with yourself and try to figure this stuff out. And because that's the only way of doing this is really, you got to go through it. I mean, there's no way of going around it. You can't hop over the problems. We got to go through the problems. And like I said before, the only thing that gets you through these problems is your spirit. I mean, that's it. That's the only thing that's going to get you through these things. Because, I mean, you're not going to be able to walk through them. You're not going to be able to run through them. You're not going to be able to talk your way out of them. You're not going to be able to do some of the stuff. You can change your mindset. You can change the way you look at it and everything. But eventually, what's going to boil down is the fact that is if you got it in you or not, right? And to make it through the stuff that's really bothering you, the stuff that the reason why you're an addict to begin with. And you have to be some sort of one with your spirit even to figure out what those problems are. Anyways, I got some questions here for you. I'd like to see you put them down there below on the comment section. See if anybody can give me some answers to these. It says, what do you want from life, and are you getting it? That's a very good question. Straight to the point, right? I mean, that's a really good question. What is your spiritual security based on? What qualities are most important to you? What does success mean to you? What does making it mean? What spirituality means to you? How does it help your recovery? Is your homework assignment on here? I really like that first question though. What do you want from life? Are you getting it? I mean, if you're still using, you're definitely not getting it, right? I mean, no matter what you want from life, I'm sure you don't want to be an addict for the rest of your life, knowing that. No addict does. No addict wants to be what they are, because I've never met one. So, anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day.